Welcome to Get With The Fix Radio, New Jersey's top leading Caribbean station, where we have some of the best DJs and hosts. We are the only Caribbean station that streams 24/7 here at getwiththefix.net. To advertise, we can be reached at 908-578-3237. This is Get With The Fix.
Some man may say them run a crime empire. Michelle not trust them, that might wear wire. DJ Michelle G, salute. Voice of the one called the Gangster. Ooh-wee!
I mean shape good. That's what the thing there. If you want to live Hollywood, man a rebel, baby.
She never breathe the time, she now watch clock. When she want this, she now back. No regular, she want tap. Yeah, the remedy, she not time for back chat. Well, if a girl get a one, she have to be mine. Cause everything about me a dollar sign. Give me what you drinking, bring it up, make me full it up. What you drinking, make me go and spend the money up. She want me ride her slow like she pan a llama. Make she take corner like a katana. She want a platinum size that banana. So me say come nana. Baby never million, they don't no need to panic. Never make you feel it travel to another planet. Cause the worker you a get it organic. Back up, raise up your leg like the carbon. She never breathe the time, she now watch clock. When she want this, she now back. No regular, she want tap. Yeah, the remedy, she not time for back chat. Well, if a girl get a one, she have to be mine. Cause everything about me a dollar sign. Give me what you drinking, bring it up, make me pull it up. What you drinking, make me go and spend the money up.
Why? Now stop trying. Then you cry. I know they wanna see me lie down. Want to see me begging and I cry out. Ask for that by the wire. Now give up on me, now stop trying. Dogs, ticks, fleas, geese. Them worse than I did. Cease. Would I love to see me on my knees? Chop all the rain and blow breeze. They know the story, so they know they can't ignore me. No licky on me, now me ori. I am the truth, so they try to.
Hello, people.
They only trick me because I thought they was my homie. Red doors.
Get With The Fix, Michelle G. Good evening, good night, wherever you are right now in the world. I am back in the building, y'all. I'm back. I was in Jamaica, but I'm back. I am back. I'm back. I am about to start my interview in a little bit, but I am back live here on Get With The Fix, Blaze Radio, Mighty Mix, Majestic, Coffee, Metric, all of these radio stations, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, iTunes, Google, Apple, everywhere. I'm Michelle G. I'm here.
I have the money for sweet up. I have spend you the body of a neat up. Birkin, you don't have to certain. Tight and a grip like a virgin. Brand new Benz for my earthing. Get a pre-fruit and I'm a 30. Lost in the ways of you. You are my everything. I want all of you. To me you can do anything. Buy anything, shop anywhere. Full of money, can't swipe that anyway. And every day on Friday, I never Saturday. My plate for some girl, I ask for the party day. And the girl can't turn me in anyway. You will live that dead in the cemetery. Full it up, girl, I feel ever cheap clock. Make a bag of money, I feel no for flip that.
Yes, Rose Summers. Legendary. MC the Pre.
Only dream, no reality. I'm a god, that feet, now I wanna be. Look, try to stop it, going in my free. One these guys wanna see. Tell them keep their energy. When I fuck down like enemies. So anyway, in the world, people know me. I'm far from done, you know, see the praise. And never want to see me rise up.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
How are ya?
I am lovely. I am great. I am wonderful.
I like it. I like it. The big voice. The big voice. Tell me about that whole big voice thing. What is that? What is that?
Oh, the big voice.
Uh,
Well, actually, one of my good brethren that I do a lot of refixes with. If you're not familiar with my refix
okay.
collective, the Refix Kings, I do it with a producer called Jay Butter. And every time he would redo the rhythm, and we would do like a Beyonce song or a Weekend song, and we did collaborations, like we did collaborations with Verse Simmons, Wyclef, and they was
Okay.
like, "Yo, who's this kid with this big voice? It sounds so familiar." Because I never would say my name, or I never affiliated myself with my old group and the Refixes. So they said, "Who is this big voice?" So Butter just started calling me the Big Voice, and I just took it up as a
Uh,
moniker. You know, every good DJ has a moniker. So I was
yes.
the first Big Voice, by the way. There's some other big voices that came out
Mm,
that calling themselves that, but big voice is actually a style, from
okay.
your Buju Bantans, your Bounty Killers. That's part of Jamaican DJ culture and heritage. You have
Yeah.
the fine voice DJ them, then you have the big voice DJ them. So that's really the origins of it.
That's the origins of it.
Yeah,
So for those of you that don't know, this is Edley Shine from formerly of the group Born Jamericans. I know y'all know.
right. Reggae
Yeah.
music on the world. Fear respect that. Every time they touch the mic, them screaming. The wickedest time, yeah, my girl. Like them tune there. Red light, yellow light, green light, go. I the same Edley Shine.
The
Just a
same
lot
Edley
older now.
Shine. A lot
Yeah,
a lot older now. Now you
yeah,
guys you've been out, let's say around the 90s or so, 1994-ish,
right.
around that time.
Absolutely, yeah. We dropped our first album, Kids from Foreign, in
Yeah.
1994, and
Hmm.
Yardcore in 1997. Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. So the fact that you've been around for that long, that's like what, about 30 years or so? About
Going on 30 years plus.
going on 30 years plus. Now, I know the conversation probably always comes up like,
Mhm.
what made you decide to do your own solo career? Like what was the plight to that?
The people decided it for me. The
Mm.
people decided that they want to elevate one. The people and the music industry chose their favorite to elevate, and thought that I
Okay.
would disappear. Cause me, I just the waste man DJ. DJs are a dime a dozen. He brought nothing unique to the situation. So get
Oh
rid of
my.
him. Keep the component that works, and
Oh
we'll
my.
never hear from Edley Shine again. But 30 years later, who do the people always see, hear, talk,
Mm.
speak the story, keep the Jamaican moniker going? Who up on the ground?
Edley Shine.
Yeah, all right then. I'm like
I like it.
Candyman.
I
Say
like
my
it.
name 3 times, I appear.
Oh gosh. Oh
Yeah,
my
man.
goodness. That's a little scary. That's a little scary. That
Mhm.
now that you said that, right?
Right,
Because again, you were, I guess, seen as the underdog
right,
within the group.
right.
And how do you feel when you hear those, when you've heard those things before and now you're here 30 years later still doing this music? What do
Mhm.
you look yourself in the mirror like? What do you say to yourself in regards to these people who doubted the fact that you could keep doing
I
this?
mean, people just have to understand that some people is not in it for the fame, not in it for the
Mm.
luxury, not in it for the touring, not in it for the females. There's actually people in this world that love the art of making music, and
Okay.
music is my church, it's my religion, it's my communion,
Mm.
it's how I communicate my feelings, and I've always shared the gift of music with my friends and my family and anybody that's around me. Anybody that knows me personally will
Mm-hmm.
tell you one thing with Edley Shine. I'm always I gotta have a studio. I'm always I gotta have equipment, video camera. He's gonna have everything within his disposal to make music. Even if him
Okay.
not have no food, even if not have no clothes, even if him not have no
You're
car,
gonna have
he's gonna
music.
he's gonna have music. And
You're
that's
gonna
just
have
been me
music.
from day one. Never switch.
Yeah,
So
definitely. Now, your former group member, do you guys speak? Do you have a relationship? Like,
nah, we have no relationship whatsoever and
wow,
never will. Not in this life, not in the next life. I
wow,
just that's what the thing that.
wow. Because I was gonna ask, will there be an upcoming future work and all of that kind of
Mm,
stuff? But I guess
I
not.
mean, a future work as far as me expounding on, you know, expressing myself and putting music out there, working with younger artists, and me. I always tell my story, and
Okay.
people tend to think that I'm playing a victim, like
Mm,
I'm bitter about my experience in the music industry. I
mm-hmm.
just tell my truth, and
Okay.
I
Okay.
just deal with the facts of what the industry dealt me and how I
Wow.
dodged, dived,
Mm,
socialized, kept it moving,
mm-hmm.
and was just resilient in my movement as far as music. So it's not a victimized thing. It's not to degrade someone to make myself look bigger. It's just the truth
Mm,
of
okay.
this music industry and what it does to people and how it
Mm,
destroys its own. But I'm not a casualty of the music industry. I'm
mm.
actually one of those Rocky Balboa stories. You know how you get Rocky 1 through 8?
Yeah, yeah.
Me dep on
But no,
chapter 7 right now.
okay. I like
So
it. I
yeah,
like it.
man.
What do you think kept you going though? Because it seems as though, like we said, you were labeled as the underdog. You
Hmm.
were labeled as the individual who probably won't make it without that other individual. What do
Right.
you think it was that kept you going?
One thing about me is just it's that Jamaican blood inside of me that make me
Mm,
resilient. So, you know, growing up, I developed a force field against bad mind. Cause bad
okay.
mind always had a
Active.
presence in my life from the day I was born till this day right now.
Okay.
So me just grew around bad
Mm,
mind. No bad mind personally. Bad mind always I call my phone. He always texting me on Instagram. He always on my TikTok. Bad mind is just a constant figure in
yeah.
my life. So me learn how to spar with bad mind and keep bad mind off of me. And that's how I'm able to do the things I'm doing to this day. You
Yeah,
know?
yeah. Now I know when you guys first started out, when you first started out back in the 90s, the music industry has grown to other places, to other genres of music, to other
Right.
types of music, to other sounds, and all of that right now. How did you change your sound, or did you not have to change your sound in order to fit in with what's happening right now?
Well, I think a lot of it have to do with I was always a fan of music before I
Okay.
started making my own music. So
Okay.
being a fan of music, and I'm very direct and consistent with my fanmanship. I'm a fan of
Hmm.
dancehall, reggae, and hip hop.
Okay.
Now, because of the internet, you have all these other genres of music that
Yes.
you can delve and dive into. And right now, I think I'm the poster child for diversity in music because what we were doing when we introduced ourselves was kind of
Hmm.
revolutionary as far as being a group that encompassed themselves as far as expressing their American side and their Jamaican
Right.
side,
Right.
mixing
Right.
foundational reggae with hip hop and giving it this commercial, clean sound that
Hmm.
could go global.
Hmm.
We were one of the first groups. We're not the first to make the hybrid sound, but we're the first group that carried it as a moniker, as a banner, as a flag
Okay.
around the world. So
Okay.
with that, I always had a evolving mind. So as the
Mm.
times change, things change, sounds change. I stay connected with the youth. So
Okay.
that's
Okay.
very important because the youth
Okay.
is who drives the music and controls the narrative
Yeah.
of the music. So if you're not in
Yes.
tune with the youth of Jamaica, the youth of America,
Yeah.
what's going on in reggae and hip hop,
Mm-hmm,
particularly, you
mm-hmm,
will be lost
mm.
in music.
Yeah.
So that's one good thing that I always practice is find the revolutionary alien brain youth them and learn from them. And that's why you can hear a modern sound in Edley Shine
Sound.
instead of me trying to sound like Edley of 1993. That
Mm.
now go work no more. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. But the fact that you said that's not going to work anymore, because right now you're seeing a lot of
Mhm.
the old rhythms
Right.
being revamped
Right.
to suit again what's
Hmm.
the times right now,
Right.
right?
Right.
Um do you think that that's a good thing, a bad thing, or a great thing for individuals such as yourself? Because you could go back into that
Right.
time and jump on one of those rhythms and sound like you were back in the 90s.
I think it's half and half. It's a good thing because it teaches the younger generation what the golden era of dancehall and reggae sounded like.
Mm-hmm.
But also, it's a bad thing because the music has to evolve. It has to
Okay.
change. It has to grow. It has to be
Okay.
amongst the new.
Mm.
So you get that instant nostalgia when you DJ over an old rhythm or you make a old rhythm, but
Yeah.
when it reaches on an industry level, and this is just from
Yeah.
what I've seen,
Mm.
it hits radio across the world as okay, this has been there, done that stuff.
Mm.
I rather go play the new Afro beats or the new reggaeton or the new dance music because Jamaica is just recycling right now.
Oh
Some of it
wow.
works to a
Mm.
certain level, like you get those breakthrough rhythms like the Dirty
Dirty
Money rhythm
money.
and
Right. Right.
certain things, but other
Right.
things is just nostalgia alone.
Mm.
The originality always gonna trump trying to relive the past.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
my
Definitely.
opinion.
That's your
Yeah,
that's your opinion. That's
yeah,
your opinion.
yep.
Now, this project that you have, the JMF project, the Jamaican Mafia project.
Right.
Why is the word mafia in there? Like, why did you choose that word?
That word because that's how I moved to actually get the rhythm made because
Okay.
I had to take a step back as an artist and put on
Mm.
my mogul hat. And I said, all right, I got this rhythm, this new sound and rhythm from an unknown producer, Baby Ace. Nobody would voice on a rhythm. I sent the rhythm to countless links that I had,
Wow.
and either they wanted too much to do the project,
Mm.
it wasn't within my budget to vice them
Mm.
on it, or
Okay.
they didn't understand the direction or anything. So I had to sit back like a boss and be like, okay, I can't go to the family with this. I
Mm.
have to I have to take a meech approach. I have to take it on
Okay.
the road and make my own conglomerate,
Mm.
my own mob, and then
Okay.
present it. And that's what I did. And thanks to Honorable and thanks to Danu, and thanks to Tasia Rose, thanks to Rose Summers, that I was actually made 4 solid songs. And
Mm.
usually rhythm, them just pull up the rhythm or who
Yeah.
them
Yeah.
think
Yeah. Yeah.
can
Yeah.
carry the
Yeah.
rhythm. But I
Yeah.
put in my mind that I'm gonna move like a mafia boss. It's gonna be 4 singles,
Mm.
4 videos. Everybody's gonna have content. Every song is gonna have an equal billing on the marquee so that everybody gets the exposure from the rhythm. So, and it's just a playoff for the BMF thing.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of not only Big Meech's story where a
Okay.
lot of people in Jamaica said them on Meech and they don't even
Me.
know who Big Meech is and what he did and what he did in the
Mm.
underworld. And a lot of
Mm.
people in Jamaica don't know Edley Shine and what Edley Shine was able to accomplish outside of the spectrum of dancehall and the support of
Okay.
Jamaica. So me's the real Meech in our music,
Okay.
the real
So you
mob, the real mafia.
you said a lot of people in Jamaica don't know you.
They don't.
Why? Why though? Why? Because again, you've
So
been
there.
around for a very long
So
time.
this is the thing. A lot of people think that born Jamaicans broke in Jamaica, and Jamaica had a lot to do with our success. The culture
Okay.
of the culture of Jamaica have a lot to do with born Jamaicans. But born
Mm.
Jamaicans on a whole, as a group, as a
Mm.
music, as airplay, as ratings and everything, was shunned by Jamaica. And I'm not afraid to say that a lot of the gatekeepers didn't
Mm.
understand why a white label from California would sign 2 American kids to do dancehall reggae. It was
Mm.
taboo at the
Right.
time. So we got a lot of resistance. We were even kicked off of tours
Wow.
because Born Jamaicans was on the marquee and other artists from Jamaica felt like we didn't deserve to be in the position that we was in. Cause we never come from under the
And
mango
then
tree
right.
a
Right.
fight
Right.
for
Right.
going out
Right.
the studio for got vice
Right.
for thing. But they don't
Right.
they don't know the journey of us. They don't know that
Mm.
when we first got our deal, we went to Jamaica. We tried the vice for Steely and Clevie and Sly and Robbie and Bobby
Mm.
Digital and all that. But for one reason or another, they just didn't get it, or there was circumstances that wouldn't allow us to start our journey in Jamaica. So we had to
Okay.
come back to America and make our own way, create our own sound,
Mm.
and bust that way. So
Okay.
that's where you get that sentiment from.
Do you think that the culture has changed now though? Do you think that if you guys had started out now that you would be fully accepted?
Absolutely.
Okay.
100%. We would
Okay.
be accepted because now Jamaica got the internet. Jamaica has been modernized. You know, I just was in Jamaica a couple months ago, and I was drinking a Starbucks latte in the middle of Afrobeat. Go figure. So Jamaica mind state, the culture, the kids are different now. They're
Yeah.
exposed to anime. They're exposed to Afro beats, reggaeton. They know everything because of the internet.
Yeah.
So born Jamaicans in 2020, 2024 would resonate with these kids because most of these kids grow up, go to college in Miami, or they go to New
Right.
York, or they
Right.
go to
Right.
Canada, they go to London. A good amount of them. It's still the ghetto youth struggle where some of them don't make it out, but a lot of
Right.
them do and get exposed to different cultures. So I think it would be more diverse. But now the sound of Born Americans is the most popular
Popular.
sound internationally, which is
Okay.
to mix reggae with dance, mix reggae with hip hop, mix it with other cultures, you know. Put little twanglage in it, speak more clear, speak with more diction. I remember people used to say, yo, me love all your DJ, you know, but I know the raw patois you talk, so it not sound hardcore like you come from downtown. And I'm like, that's not me. I don't come from downtown. Me a Yankee. I was born in Washington, D.C. I'm just giving you what I was inspired by
Fire.
and what
Yeah.
grew on me and what raised me.
Yeah.
Because I was raised by my mother and my father from Jamaica. So I can't run
Okay.
from my
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
identity and part of myself.
Yes.
But it
Yeah.
comes out different because I was raised in America.
Raised.
So but
Yeah. Yeah.
that's the good thing. That's what makes me unique as a DJ.
Definitely. Definitely.
Yeah.
Have you guys now? I know that and then we're gonna move on, but the
Yeah.
fact that now in 2024 that sound, that Born American sound, would be accepted in
Mhm.
the culture.
Right.
Have you ever like sat down and thought about revamping the whole all of the songs, like putting them back out?
Right.
Have you or that's not something that can be done because you and the other member don't see eye to eye?
Not only that, but there's a lot of red tape because our
Okay.
catalog was sold under our nose by the label that we were
Wow.
signed to. So there's a whole nother company that owns Born American catalog. I've never had a conversation with these people. I don't know these people. I
Wow.
I just see them collecting money from me. And when I got a lawyer to engage them, they said, we own your publishing in perpetuity. So when you die, we may consider it giving it to your kids. And remember, these people never been in a studio with me, didn't help me write one line for none of the songs that I wrote on none of the Born Americans album. But
Mm.
because quote unquote people were doing business back then, they
Mm.
chose they chose to sell my life work to somebody else who don't care whether I live or die. So I
Wow.
I don't harbor any ill will towards
Mm.
them doing business and the people that chose to give our catalog away to people who had nothing to do with our
Mm.
evolution. But at the same time, it just drives a fire in me to keep going and keep making music
Yeah.
and stay creative because
Yeah.
my journey can't end with people owning a
People.
part of my soul.
Yeah. I've
So,
been having a lot of conversations around that
right,
here. The ownership of your publishing and your
mhm,
masters and all of these other things.
right,
And I've been talking to a lot of producers as well, having those needed conversations, because
right,
now look, you don't own your stuff because it was sold.
right,
Now what lessons have you learned from that? Because I know that you've created your own label, so
right.
what lessons have you learned from that experience alone?
I learned that there's no real brotherhood in the music industry, and even
Mm.
if there's a brotherhood before the music industry, if we not come from one arrow shirt or one pair of clocks, once you acquire certain things in the music industry, your owner brother will put a knife in your back because they
Wow.
want to ascend to go do other things within this thing we call music. As
Mm.
well as you just have to lead with business when you're dealing with people. Anybody that
Mm.
work with me know that before I voice a tune, y'all gonna get a split sheet and y'all gonna get an agreement. And if you say,
Okay.
boy, Edley, I come with this business thing, I'd rather just not be a part.
Yeah.
And it could be the biggest artist in the world. It could be Drake,
Mm.
Weekend. I don't give a damn. If my business is not taken care of before I walk in the studio, then I'd rather not be a part of the project.
Wow.
And a lot of times I find myself having to make a lot of sacrifices and tell people no because the one value that I have is the credibility from
Yeah.
my experience and the
Yeah.
credibility of being a member of Born Jamaican. That's
Mhm.
valueless. You can't put a no, you can't put a number figure to buy that from me. Me, what I never
Right.
do what Mike Tyson do, go sell my legacy for 20 million.
Mm.
I'd rather stand on my integrity and my morals
Yeah.
and stay known as the great Edley Shine from Bonge Americans than
Yeah.
sell myself short. I look some more glory out of music. I've done been to the pinnacle of music as
Mm.
far as what you can accomplish creative
Mhm.
wise.
Mhm.
It just never worked out financial wise because there were too many players
People. Yeah.
and gatekeepers and
Yeah.
people that who didn't mean to see me generate generational wealth from what I created. So it is
Wow.
what it is. I can't cry over spilt milk no more.
Right, true,
Right.
true. At least you learned your lesson, right?
Yeah,
At
yeah,
least
man,
you
definitely.
learned your lesson from it. And that's the
Right.
best part about life is that we're gonna make mistakes, right? But the lessons that come with it from those mistakes is something that we could carry on and do things a little
Absolutely.
differently. So that I never knew that story that you just told me.
Hmm.
And there's a lot of artists, even Barrington Levy was just talking about the fact that he never made any money from his first album. And
Right.
it's like wow. So these are the conversations that I'm starting to
Hmm.
have with artists such as yourself and other people as well, because it's something that we need to change. Some things need to change
Absolutely.
in order for you guys, your children should be able to benefit from your work. Your children should be able to benefit from your work,
This
and
is
you,
true.
while you're here, should be getting your residuals and all of those things. But
Right.
wow, I learned
I
something
mean,
today.
it is what it is, and the
Yeah,
good thing about it is all of this can be corrected
yeah.
if the people involved grow a heart and grow some morals and
Mm,
just say, yo, we need to forget about the youth them thing. The good
yeah.
thing about it, the law for the youth, I don't know about internationally, but for the United States,
Mm, mm.
the master goes back to the artist after 30 years, or it's either 30 or 35 years. So I
Okay,
know for
okay.
both our albums,
Yeah,
I'll probably
yeah,
get back the rights to them
yeah. In a little
legally
bit.
in a little bit.
In a
So,
little
but I
bit.
don't know what I do
So
with them. I don't think people come to
wow.
me and say, "Yo, just revise the song and get new singers," but I think that's corny.
Mm.
I think
Yeah,
I
yeah.
that's like telling you go to Egypt and rewrite the
You
scrolls and make
right.
them more
Yeah,
clearer on the wall. Like
yeah,
that
yeah.
time and that moment and that energy and where we
Mm.
were in life cannot be recaptured. Even for
Definitely.
publishing, you can't
Yeah.
recapture. I
Um,
waited my whole life up to that
wow.
moment to do those two albums and express my born
Mm.
Jamaicanness to the world. So it's set in stone, and God I go work it out. If God don't
Yeah.
work it out for me, He gonna work it out for my daughter.
For your
She'll get it.
children. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Wow. 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 I never knew this
Mhm.
story. And I just want to say thank you for being open and honest, because again,
Absolutely.
people need to start having these conversations
Right,
because they are so important.
right.
So important. Now, what was the main reason for you to put this project together? Like what is this project highlighting for you?
So I had got a partnership with Symphonic, which is one of the leading independent distributors.
Hmm.
So not only so this was a label distribution situation. So not only
Okay.
was I giving them songs as an artist, but I wanted to show them that I could develop a project from beginning to end, shoot the
Mm.
videos, do the promotions. Thank God for my publicist Flair
Yeah.
Lindsay. She got the word
Yes.
out and
Nice.
spread the word because I knew me making a rhythm and me not having the hot DJ and singers of the
Mm-hmm.
moment, it was going to be an uphill battle for me to get
Right.
any type of coverage in the Caribbean or
Coverage.
anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
So, and
Mm-hmm.
off of my name alone, it holds a certain value, but for
Okay.
Bossa Rhythm, it
Mm.
takes a lot of marketing, a lot of promotion, and a
Yeah.
lot of time. And a lot
Yeah.
of the gatekeepers would tell me, yo, Edley, why you trying to fight and do what's happening in Jamaica now? Why you trying to make modern? Just make your old stuff.
Mm.
Just stay in your lane and your time, which
Mm.
is a valid point. But
Yeah.
at the same time, I wanted to show them that I'm more than just an
That.
artist with your DJ in a
Yeah.
studio. I can actually
Yeah.
put a whole project together with my
Wow.
own money. Go to
Wow.
Jamaica and film my own videos and pay for everything. No, there's no finance here. There's no rich uncle. There's no scamming money.
Mm.
Everything that you hear and see from Edley Shine is out of Edley Shine pocket. So it's just me and my love and my passion for making music why you even hear a project and you hear a song or you hear a sweet melody.
Okay.
And thanks to my good relationship with Honorable, my good relationship with Danyut, they was able to lend their talents to me, and I ain't have to exchange no money with them. They just know the person that I am and the passion that I
Mm-hmm.
have for the music. So man, I have to big them up because they didn't
Yeah.
have to do it. They're artists in their
Definitely.
own right, you
Yeah.
know. Big up
Yeah.
Baby
Definitely.
Ace for
Definitely.
making the rhythm. Rose Summers, who's another talented artist. I don't know if you're familiar with Rose Summers,
Mhm.
but if not, look him up after this.
I'm definitely
Bud,
gonna
bud,
look him
bud
up. Definitely gonna
artist, bud
definitely
artist,
gonna
and
look
bud
him up.
producer as well. So, I just have a lot of good relationships, and
Mm-hmm.
I just love seeing my project go out there and do what it do without even
Yeah.
having the stimulus package and the free advertisement that I see a lot of big artists get. I don't have that.
Whew, wow,
It's a
wow.
lot.
It's a lot. It's definitely a
Yeah,
lot.
yeah,
So
man.
you started your own record label called
Right.
Lust Record. Did I say that right?
Shinerless Records,
Lust
and it's
Records.
and it's just an acronym for we all
Oh,
shine.
shine.
We all. So anything I do, if I'm featured with somebody or I'm
Mm-hmm.
producing somebody, I'm gonna treat your project like it's my project. Like
Okay.
I want equal billing. I don't want my name huge and your name smiling
Mm.
at a fine print. That's not how I
Okay.
work. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So what was your reasoning for starting your own record label? Besides the fact that, you
Mhm.
had to learn some lessons back in the day.
Right.
What was the reasoning for you to start your own record label?
Because have no other way of making music or putting music out. I had to
Wow.
do it on my own. From the day the group disbanded till now,
Mm,
there's never been someone to come to me and say, Edley, I hear your talent. I see what you're doing. I want to
mm.
invest in what you're doing. Do you have a business plan? Do you have anything? The only thing I get is calls for people to talk me out of money,
Oh,
but nobody
wow.
really
Nobody's
calls
talking
to
you
talk
into
me
it, huh?
into some money. So and that's the nature of the game that we're in right
Yeah.
now. It's a
Yeah.
cash and carry. It's a
Mm.
how can you help me to
Me.
use you,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
thank God the people that I do work with, I have very
Mm.
close relationship with. They understand me. They know I'm an honest person and I pay on time. So
Nice.
me and people that do business never have no problem.
I like it. I like it. Do you have any artists that's currently signed to the label or is just yourself?
So I don't have artists. I have partners.
Okay.
I
Okay.
don't sign nobody as an artist to my label. We're
Mm.
all artists in our own right. So
I like that
I work
concept.
with Rose Summers. I work with Baby Ace. I
Mm.
work with DJ Jamar. DJ Jamar dropped a song with Phantom Moja a couple months back that's been going crazy called Good On. And there's a lot of things in development, but I don't plan to sign any artists to my label because the thing
Okay.
about when you sign, especially if you're dealing with reggae and dancehall, you sign an
Mm-hmm.
artist,
Mm-hmm.
that artist, you're basically telling that artist that you're gonna change their life. So if them not have car, them are gonna want car for drive. Them
Yeah.
not have house,
Yeah.
them want house for living up. They got bills, they owe taxes, they owe anything.
The one that paid.
You sign a contract saying that you're going to turn them into an artist. You
Yeah.
basically putting their whole life on your shoulder, and that's the way. That's the perception. That's
Mm.
not really how it's supposed to be and how it's supposed to go. But
Mm.
that seems to be this new millennium, this new generation zero mindset
Wow.
that I've run into with that artist signing thing. So I say, if you want to do a partnership with me, I can show you what to do, but
Mm.
you are for sure me say you willing to use your
You're worth it.
resources
Yeah.
and you're worth it. And
Yeah.
I haven't seen that yet.
Yeah. 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 Because that money coming out of your pockets, it's important to get it back, right?
Right. And it's very, very difficult to get back,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know?
Because what I notice a lot of times is that, like I said, I've spoken to a lot of producers,
Hmm.
and their main thing is when they put out a song, put people on their rhythms. It's like they're doing most of the promotions, and the artist is just sitting back, like, well, it's your rhythm, so
Absolutely.
do it.
And that's the old school mentality of thinking when you're
Mm,
doing music business right now. And that even leads to why it's so hard and why reggae and dancehall is in the position it in. Reggae and dancehall is in a very peculiar predicament
mm,
where it's the most influential and biggest genre out there, but it
mm,
doesn't do the numbers and it doesn't have the residual income
mm,
of the other genres that pull from it. And I
Okay.
think a lot of it has to do with work ethic and the way that artists and producers perceive the business. They think, all right, you just make a nice clean video,
Uh-huh.
you voice your tune, you put that on YouTube, you
Mm,
send your song to one of these distributions. I'm not even gonna call none of their
mm,
names, but
mm.
they call them digital platforms, but
Platforms.
they're actually digital plantations.
Woo!
That's what
Yee.
they are.
Yee.
There's no difference in an artist from Jamaica giving this song to this distribution than them standing on the podium back in slavery and somebody walking past and be like, well, that slave that have muscles and him light skin. So give me two of the light skin slave them
Wow.
and the pretty girl slave right there. You're doing that with your music when you give it to
Wow.
these distributors because they don't lift a finger
Mm,
to
mm,
elevate your song, get your song on another level. They sit back and they wait for you as a label and you as an artist to do all the heavy lifting. And
mm,
once something catches a viral wave or it catches a splash and people start logging on to it, making TikToks and it's getting views and it's getting streams, then all of a sudden the label are gonna run in and say, hey, you're our champion horse for this summer.
mm,
So we gonna attach our label to everything you're doing now because you have proven that you're a commodity and you're an exploitable entity that we can make money from. Besides that, all of the distributors them just collect the artists them
mm,
songs just to have them as a catalog, and that's it. They don't care nothing else about music, you being a success, you moving forward, you being a commodity to them
mm.
until you already have done the work for yourself, and that's just the modern music industry as we know it.
How does that change though? How does an artist move away from the distribution companies? Like,
Right.
isn't that a necessary
I mean.
evil, for lack of a better
And
word?
at this point, until the artists them stop enjoying the dopamine of saying, yo, I have my video up on Vivo and it have 7 million views. And yo,
Mm,
the thing on Spotify, super
mm,
dancehall playlist #1 and it have 1 million streams, blah, blah,
mm,
blah, blah, blah. Until they get away from that dopamine and really pull the curtain and see the Wizard of Oz and see that the wizard is just one person manipulating the whole situation, it's going to stay like that. Jamaica has to become a conglomerate and
mm,
has to mobilize and learn that its music is being sold as cattle on the global market. Afrobeats has shown them that as a conglomerate,
mm,
if you have people inside of the building instead of outside of the building telling you what they want to tell you, but
mm.
collecting the money from corporate, see that the thing I use Afro beats as an example because Afro beats already had Africans working in Sony, Africans working in Universal. They had
Yeah.
pro-African people in
Yeah.
Audio Mac and all these places
Mm-hmm.
that distribute. So when the music finally found a sound that worked with the people, they already
Mm-hmm.
had people in the inside. Every time Jamaica has a hot song or finds a song that cuts through the red tape and becomes big on the international market, you just have people going to labels trying to collect the most money for their song. They're not building a
Oh,
conglomerate. They're not
okay.
building an entity that could pull
Okay.
other hot songs from Jamaica and make it a whole wave and keep it going.
So
Everybody is on some individual.
it's important to be on the inside
It's
so
important.
that when the decisions are being made, Jamaica has a voice.
Ask yourself this question. Jamaica makes the most music or releases the most music every week to all of these platforms, but
Mm-hmm.
there's no Apple Music office in Jamaica. I was just in
Oh,
Jamaica seeing all these big high rises, all these pretty
yeah.
buildings. There's no Spotify office in Jamaica.
Mm,
There's no Audio Mac in Jamaica. There's no
mm, mm.
SoundCloud. There's no entity there where artists can go and say, hey, I need representation for my song. My song is already hot at Jamaica. It's a burn up the internet. But I need to know when it goes to these other industrial plantations that I have representation so that my music can reach the most people and the residuals come back to me where I could spread it in my community and actually make money without having to go beg somebody for a record deal or beg somebody for a distribution deal somewhere. Like that mentality has the end, but it won't because everybody look upon the music now as a hustling and a
Yeah.
way out. instead of
Yeah.
working their way into the business and taking the business over, as I know Jamaica could do if they would just put their energy towards that, you know.
Wow. You're
So,
giving me a lot of knowledge today. And I definitely appreciate it. I definitely appreciate it. Can we talk about greatness?
right,
Because instead of spelling out the word, you have the eight
right,
in the middle.
right.
Tell me about why you decided to do it that way.
Because one I just there's a lot of greatness songs out there, and I'm always big on slangs, and I'm always big on acronyms and things that are descriptive. So when I
Yeah.
looked up the number 8, I thought about spelling it GR8, greatness, and I seen that
Mm.
the number 8 in certain religions and certain cultures stands for prosperity,
Yeah.
perseverance,
Yeah.
and persistence. And I'm like,
Mm.
I embody all of those
Mm.
things. So if that's what the number 8 is, then I exude greatness because Nobody, nobody from my era is out here still fighting with certain entities in music and putting out music and still like to see their name in the Gleaner and still treating
Yeah.
themselves like a professional entity. I don't see a lot of artists. I don't see a lot of producers doing it.
Mm.
Everybody's playing the catalog game and just throwing music at the dartboard, hoping to,
Something
catch a
catch.
check or make
Yeah.
a catalog and catch a
Mm.
check and everything. Nobody cares about the direction the culture is going into.
Mm.
Everybody is on their individual thing. And to me, being great and having greatness is actually caring about what you're doing, caring about how it affects the people around you, putting some
Yeah.
inspiration, putting some thought into what you're doing, and making it count for something.
Yeah.
So I may not be the artist with 1 million monthly listeners on Spotify. I may not be
Mm.
the artist that's trending on YouTube in Jamaica or any other country. But I am the artist that when people hear my story, they gotta respect it. Cause I ain't supposed to be doing what I'm doing. It's
Yeah.
supposed to
Yeah.
done dead and forgotten from 1998. And here I am in 2024,
Wow.
still with modern music, still
Wow.
doing my thing. Like who does that? Only a madman does that. See the madman, yeah?
Why was it necessary and important for you to ensure that on this rhythm
Uh-huh.
that your voice was heard, that you have one of the main songs
Right.
on there? Why was that important for you?
I think because one, the producer Baby Ace, we've known each other probably 15 years right now. So when he sent me the rhythm, because he's been producing rhythms for years, he has his own radio show that he does on the internet and everything. So
Okay.
I always when he sends me a rhythm and I hear an ideal or something, I always voice it because I'm still an artist at heart. I'm still
Right. Right.
competitive with my art. I still
Right.
want to have the bad song on the rhythm, but I also give other people the opportunity to voice and have the bad song on the rhythm. So it's just the creativeness in me.
Mm.
So I was in Jamaica. I had the rhythm. I said, "Ro, listen to this rhythm right here." Nobody at this point, nobody had voiced on the rhythm yet,
Okay.
and he was like, "Yo." So I said, "I want to do something talking about my greatness and everything." And
Mm-hmm,
Ro is
mm-hmm.
a younger producer with a younger ear. So
Okay.
he grew up 3 generations after me in Jamaica. So certain little languages, certain
Mm-hmm.
little styles
He
that I
knows.
might not be prone to, he'll put
Yeah.
me onto it and say, "Nah,
Mm.
don't say it this way. Nah, we don't use that no more. Said this word or that word." And we just work together and have that cohesiveness. So with him, giving me that his energy as far as for Met the song, I did it and I fell in love with it. And I said, all right,
Mm.
that's my song. Now I need to make it a juggling
Yeah.
where I need a female presence and I need, a kind of sing Gia song and I
Mm-hmm.
need another foundational artist. And I called a lot of artists. I said the rhythm. It's a lot of artists right now that's gonna see this interview that was supposed to be on this rhythm and they
Oh.
didn't for whatever reason. And I'm not mad at you, but
Mm.
the rhythm's been featured in the Gleaner. It's been featured in the Star. My video
Yeah.
alone is almost at 500,000 views right now. And
Nice.
this is with not one selector in Jamaica, not one sound system, not one radio station in
Mm.
Jamaica playing my music. But I've always played the global game. I've never played
Mm.
just the Caribbean or just Asia or just I played it global.
Mm-hmm.
So I give my songs to everybody
Okay.
Cause one man trash is our next man treasure.
Next man treasure. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Do you feel as though you are, for lack of a better word, blackballed in Jamaica? Do you feel that way?
No, I'm not blackballed. I'm actually greenballed. Where where I have this imagery and I have this confidence and
Mm.
I have this legacy behind me where the typical average person in the Jamaican music industry doesn't see me as a collaborator. They don't see me as somebody to gain any knowledge from. But they
Okay.
think, all right, me can eat a food cause this a Edley shine. Bunch of Americans, them man they sell million, them man they
Yeah.
billboard,
Yeah.
blah blah
Yeah.
blah. That's
Yeah.
the mind state when I
Okay.
deal with. And I
Okay.
understand that if you go to Jamaica and you're requiring us you're trying to embark on a business venture with someone there.
Mm-hmm.
Them gonna want to get paid for them work. But
Definitely. Yeah.
but my experience with down there is that it's done very overzealously where it make me feel like, yo, I chop y'all try to chop me. You're not
Mm.
gonna chop the Chinaman them when them come down here for the
Right.
dance hall. You're not chop
Right.
the European
Right.
them. You're not chop the African them. But
Mm.
me, who family bled on these same Kingston streets that you are, who
Mm.
grandmother sold food in the same gully side where you come from.
Mm.
I actually gave back to the culture year after year, time after time, and represented Jamaica on a global stage. And you want to chop me?
Wow.
So I don't think I'm blackballed. It's just that me a Yankee and I
Mm.
do dancehall and reggae, and that's something taboo to Jamaicans, and they always gonna hold that against me. But I
Wow.
accept at this age now.
You
I just
accepted it.
accept it for what it is. You
Mm.
know, you may get $1 out of me, but I rather pay you to leave me alone and just know say I saw you stay and don't deal with you again. That's me.
I
You
like
know?
that. I like that. So I
Yeah.
want to play Greatness again because I did play it in the beginning, but I
Yeah,
want to
man.
play Greatness. Here is Greatness.
Baby, yes. Rose Summers. Legendary. MC the Creed. And the big five. Turn it in a reality. Oh my God, that feet me I wanna be. Don't try to stop it from them a pre. One big voice on the scene. Tell them keep them energy. When I pop down like my enemies. So anywhere in the world people know me. I'm far from done, you know see the praise. I never want to see me rise up. They never want to see me shine so. Tell them a greatness. Tell them we amazing. Them have to turn up the lightings. Legend in the making. Don't make me get down. Put you more down. You don't see a million from me just start. Been a live large. Been a damn star. Look for them just come back with their alarm. And we well charged. Should be lens on. We don't see the obstacle we never yet pass. We don't take time. Not just spread down. More money, more shows when the jet start. I'm in a need nobody by my side of me alone. Are you on the road to find it hard to go back home?
I feel like this song is you saying, look, I'm still here doing this music. It's like a
Right.
comeback type of song. Not a full
Right.
comeback type of song, but a comeback type of
Right.
song.
It's just me saying Medea, and we will be here forever.
Mm.
And no matter what we face, no matter even though you might hear me talk about Jamaica in a certain light, I love Jamaica. Nobody loves Jamaica more than me in my household, at least.
Okay.
So I will always engage them. I still have
Hmm.
family in Jamaica,
Okay.
and it's always gonna be the source of my vibes as
What?
far as my
Yeah.
approach to music.
Yeah.
So, but me
Yeah.
just know them still. I'm just have them up right now. Maybe I'll get over it. Maybe I won't. But my legacy and what I've done in music,
Uh huh.
Jamaica can't erase that. They just
Wow.
have to
Wow.
embrace it. Yeah.
I like it. I definitely like it.
Right.
What is some advice that you would give to an artist? What is some advice? A young
Mhm.
artist, what is some advice you would give to them? And what is some advice you would give to, based on the experiences that you've had, to
Right.
a veteran artist?
I mean, to the younger artists, I would say, learn as much as you can about the business. Now, They have books upon books. They have YouTube. They got scrolls. All the information is available to them. So don't be complacent in, even if you find somebody to invest in you and them a spend the money and them a shoot the video them and them a buy your clothes and them buy your X5 or whatever the case may be, Mark X, and you drive around and you feel like a superstar. If you're codependent on someone to carry your career will be short lived.
Yeah.
Only the independent, um, determined and self-sufficient artists survive the
Mm.
long-term game of the music industry. And I don't even care if you get signed to a record label and you make $10 million. Mr.
Wow.
Enough $10 million artists turning a $1 artist in a summer.
Mm.
So know what we are doing.
Ooh.
When you get the opportunity, capitalize on it, especially if you come from Jamaica. Capitalize on everything. Build a
Yeah.
portfolio.
Yeah.
Don't just be in music. Be an entrepreneur. Buy your apartment building them. Get a rental company. Do
Mm.
something with the money, cause once the money dry up, those plantation owners decide to take their hands off of you. You don't want to be left with just a car where you have to sell and a house where you can't pay the
Cap.
mortgage.
Mm.
For the senior level artists now, you just have to preserve your legacy the best way
Yeah.
you can, and
Yeah.
don't turn yourself in a circus clown. I try chase with the youth them I do,
Mm.
especially on social media, because right now the thing is they want to turn everybody into content creator. You have to make
Yeah.
content. You have to clown
Yes.
out your thing.
Yeah.
You have to show where you have for breakfast. You have to show you and your picnic them on the beach. You have to show what type of cantaloupe you like in at the grocery store. Like,
Mm. Mm.
yo, we make music. Music
Mm.
is our language. That's what we want to portray to people. And there's nothing
Yeah.
wrong with just being a musician and showing your art and not being a circus clown for social media. So
Yeah.
don't subscribe. I don't care what industry veteran, what marketing guru tell you said you have to be a content creator to make it in music. That's rubbish. Make a bad song that could
Mm.
cut through kickoff door where people are blocked and people fall in love with your song. That's the only real way to make it. All this other
Yeah.
fandangling that they doing is just people's new method of making money off of artists. And if you fall for it, you're gonna end up being broke paying people that don't love you
Wow.
for your art. They love you because you can't pay them.
Wow.
That's for the
Wow.
veterans.
That's powerful.
Yeah.
That's definitely powerful. Do you have any upcoming tours, collaborations, anything else that you're working on right now?
Yeah, man, I get ready for go out Brazil in
Okay,
the top of
nice.
the year. So I'm taking the holidays off because
Okay.
me have to go out Freedom Street and me have to chill with
Yeah.
my family and take time. So I got new music coming in January,
Mm.
going to Brazil. There's a lot of offers on the table.
Okay.
You know, my music, thank God, resonates with a lot of people in South America. So I'm
Yeah.
always getting
Yeah.
booked to go to places like Colombia, Chile, Ecuador. You know,
Nice.
they tend one thing about the Latin market is they hold on to their artists. Same thing with
Nice.
Europe. That's why if you know the story of Tina Turner, she was able, when her and Ike Turner broke up, was to go
Mm.
to Europe and find an audience there, and then she came
Yeah.
back to America
Yeah.
and ascended to greatness. So
Yeah.
that's kind of been my thing. I'm always going to love the Caribbean and be in the Caribbean when they have me, but it's not my bread and butter. Also, I
Okay.
have my own computer consulting thing. So, and that's with
Nice.
that's with the government. So that also gives me a fail safe as far as I'll always be able to make my own music, put out my own videos, and
Mm.
do my own thing, and don't have to depend on
And
where the music economy is to
yeah.
live. So just
Yeah.
look out. More Edley Shine I go forward. I'll work with any young artist, long as them have sense and they got a purpose.
I like it. What's one a collaboration that would be perfect for you? What is that? Man or woman?
I like working with females. If you heard, I got a song called "Grow" that I did that I did with a young lady by the name of Zaina, and she's coming up right now. She has a song out in Jamaica
Hold
that's
on,
doing
hold on,
very
hold on.
well.
Hold on.
Yeah, right.
From these goes there, Jamaica. Things change. Man, them sell out.
world.
Talk to them. You know, see the culture, it gone to the dogs. Every day I get to youth and on to the mob. The world don't freak out, elders never reach up. All the others scare them, that's who them seek out. The youth them gone insane, who's to take the blame? Social media perfect images, get up the brain. Every dog in the cameras in a lock down the lane. When the food in the pot, how them a go sustain. Some other people pictures need a couple fat. Couple pins, couple bill, couple claps with the sweet, couple tats.
I like it. I like
Yeah,
it.
man.
I like it.
So the young lady that's singing on the hook
Uh-huh.
of this song right here, you know, she's somebody I actually found on the internet, and
Okay.
you know, she didn't get labeled on the song because at the time she was in a management situation. So, but
Oh,
I
okay.
wrote the song and I said, yo, I just
Uh-huh.
need you to sing this. Originally, I wanted Layla Ike
Oh,
to be
nice.
on the hook, but
Mm.
that was me putting my hat where I couldn't reach.
Yeah, don't say that.
She was on a level, and you know her peoples didn't make the connection at the time. But
Okay.
hopefully, I
Okay.
get to work with her one day
Yeah.
because I love her. I actually met her at Solid Agency one time, and
Nice.
she have a nice vibe, and her
Yeah,
voice is incredible. I mean, I work with.
definitely.
You know, I'm a writer. A lot of people don't know. A lot of the hits of Bunch Americans, I wrote them. And
Wow.
I wrote Grow. I write a lot of my stuff, but I've also learned to collaborate with the youth now and have people give me ideas and write stuff for me
Yeah.
because you can't have an ego. And I know if you're not writing your own lyrics, you're not a real artist, all of that. But
Mm.
at the same time, you can't expand your sound and expand your mind
It's
if
just
you lock up in a
you
room with your
writing.
own
Yeah.
thoughts. The
Yeah,
world is
yeah.
people and its experiences, and the
Yeah.
collaboration always makes the best music. So I
Yeah.
always work with who want to work with me.
Definitely, definitely. So before you
Mhm.
go, take us out with a positive thought. Take us out with a positive thought.
A positive thought,
Mm.
you know. I, I could just tell everyone that's listening to this, just be humble, be wise, have discernment, and just know that not everyone is going to be for you, but everyone can be aligned and learn to love your experience and learn to see that you have a voice just like everybody else has a voice. So just move with grace, move with humbleness, and know who is for you and who is against you, and deal with them accordingly. That's my
I like
positive
that.
note. Yeah.
I especially like the last part. I
All
especially
right.
like the last part.
Yep.
So, Edley, please give everybody your social media handle, and who they need to reach out to for any bookings and those sorts of things.
So for bookings, you can reach out to Flair Lindsay at Acclaim. I also, if it's anybody in the Latin market that want to book me, I have my partner at Shinerless Cortez 2014. You know, and you can email booking the big voice DABIG voice at edleyshine.com. I'm not hard to find. It's EDLEYSHINE_official. I'm on TikTok. I'm everywhere. So I
Yeah,
do the social media thing, but all you're gonna find is music. You're not gonna find
music.
my new chain or my new car or where I'm vacationing
Are
at.
you
I don't do
eating food, right?
I might share a nice plate from time to time, but we do social media to push music
Push music.
and
Yeah.
that's it. Yep.
That's it. That's it. Ellie, I want to thank you today for being so open
Yeah, man.
to this conversation. This was not how I was expecting the conversation to go, but I love it
Yeah, man.
because I learned a lot today from you,
All right.
and definitely some great points
Yeah,
was
man.
definitely made today. So thank you
Thank you for
for
having me.
being open,
Yeah, man.
And Flair has my email and everything. So any music you have, she'll send it over to me. She'll send it over.
Big up yourself. Big up the massive. Big up to all the listeners. Thank you for having me. Out of big voice,
At a big
Edley
vibe.
Shine.
Thank you.
All right.
Billy is Rebel Summers. Legendary. Let me see the parade. Out of big vibes. To the dream, now reality. I'm a god that feel I wanna be. Try to stop it, with them a pre. One big vibe on the scene. Tell them keep their energy. When I pop down like my enemies. Go anywhere in the world, people know me. I'm far from done, you know see the praise. I never want to see me rise up.
Get the fix, Michelle G. That was Edley Shine. Shout out to Flair. I learned a lot doing this interview. Definitely learned a lot doing this interview. I have another interview coming up in a little bit. Yeah, so Michelle G, I'm here. I'm about to restart the Instagram live for my next interview.